Hello, everyone. This is Warhawk Beyond 2040, and welcome to a very special edition of the movie review series. And today I am going to be talking about the newest film release to hit the big screen, the Super Mario Brothers movie, which I went to see just last night at the cinema. And in my honest opinion, I really enjoyed this one a lot. I thought this was very well done, a lot of fun, little bit on the short side, but I expected that because it is an animated movie. But by and large, I really liked this one a lot, and I had zero expectations. I was just going to go in and take a chance. As a big fan of the games growing up, I took a gamble and it paid off. I really enjoyed this one a lot. And a Super Mario Brothers animated movie was something that I've been wanting to see for since like forever. So when they announced that we were going to be getting a Super Mario Brothers animated movie for the big screen, I was really excited. I was very interested to see how they were going to pull this off because when I learned that we were going to be getting a Super Mario Brothers movie, my first reaction and flashback was to the live action movie back in 1993, 30 years ago. And my response was, oh dear Lord, no, not a live action movie. Please. The first time was bad enough. We don't need a second round of it again. Please, no. But I saw the trailer and it was going to be a cartoon. Big sigh of relief and very interested to see how they were going to do this. And after seeing this, I liked it. I absolutely liked it. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would because, you never know how these things are going to play out because, sometimes they could go one way or they could go the other. But this really exceeded my expectations and it was great. It was a lot of fan servicing. I'm not going to lie. There was a lot of fan servicing. They used lots of themes and cues from the games, which I thought was fun. And for me, this is not a knock on the film. It was like watching an extended cutscene of a game, which is not a bad thing. But I felt that the storytelling, the voice acting carried this film. I thought this was a film that didn't take itself too seriously. It did exactly what it said on the tin. There wasn't really like, oh, what's going to happen here? I just thought it's a Super Mario Brothers movie. It's going to do exactly what it says on the tin, and it was good. I think this is one of those movies. I think anyone at any age can enjoy this. I think this is a perfect film to go with the family, take your kids out to see it. Yeah, I think it's one of those films that I think everyone will enjoy. And it's one of those things where, it doesn't take itself too seriously. Yes, there are some moments there are a little bit serious, but not too serious. As I said, it's a family movie. And I think anyone who's a fan of the games or they just like cartoons, it's good entertainment. And I think everyone will enjoy it. And I certainly did. And for the Super Mario Brothers cast, we've got Chris Pratt providing the voice of Mario. For those of you who know Chris Pratt, star of the Guardians of the Galaxy. We've got Anya Taylor Joy as the voice of Princess Peach. Charlie Day as the voice of Luigi. The guy that surprised me the most, Jack Black as the voice of Bowser. Didn't even know it was him. That's how good he done the voice. He didn't even sound like Jack Black. So, that was quite cool. Keegan Michael Kay as Toad. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. More on that in a moment. Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong. Sebastian Maniscalco as Spike. Kevin Michael Richardson as Kamek. And we got additional voices from Charles Martinet from the games, who also does the voice of Mario and Luigi's dad, also does the voice of Giuseppe, who's a citizen who kind of like looks similar to Mario's original appearance in the Donkey Kong game. Uh, Jessica DiCisico does the voice of Mario and Luigi's mum, and Rino Romano, you know him from The Batman, does the voice of Mario and Luigi's uncles Tony and Arthur, and Joe DiMaggio as well. Carrie Payton does the voice of the Penguin Ruler. Juliet Jelenique also does the voice of Luma Lee, and also Scott Menville as the voice of the Cooper General. So, a pretty strong cast of actors and actresses to provide the voices for the characters, I must say. Really, really good, strong cast here. Only thing I had an issue with, and it's not a big deal, I would have liked to have heard Mario and Luigi have the Italian accents because they're Italian American, so it would have been nice to have had the classic accents, but that's all. It's not a big issue. But yeah, this was really good. Much better than the other one we got. Different beast, I know. So the story really pretty straightforward. Mario and Luigi are two brothers who live in Brooklyn and they have a plumbing business. So essentially, the two brothers are plumbers, but they never manage to get any work because whenever they do get work, they usually mess it up. And Mario and Luigi's dad blames Mario for dragging his brother down with him and, basically disapproved of Mario's decision to leave his job due to his boss Spike just being an out and out bully, really. And they pretty much see a manhole leak in the city on the news and they go to try and fix it because they feel that if we save the city, everyone will look at us as heroes. And they go to fix it underground and they end up in this underground pipe area where no one's been there in not forever, and they accidentally get sucked into a warp pipe. Both get separated. Mario lands in the Mushroom Kingdom. Luigi lands in the Darklands, and yeah, that's pretty much how this film starts, really. And also the opening prologue, where we get Bowser, who's like the evil Koopa King. He manages to find the superstar, which, for those of you who know the superstar gives anyone who touches it special abilities and makes them essentially invulnerable. So anyone who played the Mario games, you know what I'm talking about. And for those of you, who haven't seen the movie, go and see it. This review does contain major spoilers. So just warning you now, for those of you who haven't seen this movie, go and see it and then come back and listen to me after. Just wanted to kind of get that out there. So the Mushroom Kingdom is ruled by Princess Peach, and obviously the Darklands is ruled by King Bowser. And Bowser's motivation, pretty silly, but it's what I expected. It's a Mario game. He wants to marry Peach. Pretty straightforward, really. So Mario is trying to look for his brother and he runs into Toad. The two of them become best friends straight away. Although it's a bit funny, really, that Toad meets him and goes, "Hey, I like you. Let's be best friends." Okay. So it's pretty hilarious there. But Toad's pretty fun little guy, really. His little hat, mushroom hat, and his little outfit looking like little Aladdin. You see all the little Toad people walking around. So that was fun to see. And we essentially see Mario meet Peach and, wants her help to try and rescue Luigi. And Peach pretty much says to Mario that if we have any chance to defeat Bowser, we need to go to the Jungle Kingdom and recruit, the Donkey Kong army. So we essentially get to see Donkey Kong in this movie. Now, Donkey Kong, obviously one of the iconic characters of Nintendo games, he had quite a big part in this movie. I didn't really expect Donkey Kong to have that much of a big part. I just thought maybe he'll have a little cameo, which I saw in the trailer. You know, Donkey Kong and Mario went at it, and I thought that would be it. He actually had a big part in this film, and I'm glad for it because I like Donkey Kong. I think Donkey Kong's awesome, and Cranky Kong, who's essentially king of the Jungle Kingdom, he agrees to give Peach his army under the condition that if Mario can defeat his son, Donkey Kong, army's his. So after a big, hilarious fight, Mario defeats Donkey Kong using a cat suit. So that was quite fun to see. So, and it's kind of cool that, Donkey Kong and Mario essentially don't like each other at first, but ultimately they become good friends. Although there's still a little bit old beef, but it's not beef in the sense that they despise each other. It's just like very competitive beef there. So that's quite fun. And also in this movie, we saw Bowser trying to marry Peach, which was silly, really. Even see Bowser singing and playing on the piano. We got a cameo from the Shy Guys. Shout out to one of my main guys, Geeker Beyond, who I know is a big fan of the Shy Guys, so I'm sure he's quite pleased about that. If he hasn't seen it already, I hope he has, because the Shy Guys are in this movie, so I'm pleased to know that the Shy Guys got a little bit of love. And Peach's reason for wanting to marry Bowser, although she doesn't go through with it ultimately, was just basically to protect Toad. So I thought that was quite decent, and I like the way they've written Peach for this movie because anytime I hear the name Princess Peach, it's always, oh, go and rescue the princess, which Mario does in this movie, but Peach can hold her own. That's what I like about this version of Peach. She's not some damsel in distress. Oh, Mario, help me, please. She can hold her own in a fight. So I like the way they did that. So she's a badass chick. She's not just the queen who sits on the throne and has to wait for Mario to rescue her. She can hold her own. She's a little tough cookie herself. And the big fight in Brooklyn with Koopa and Mario and Luigi and Donkey Kong as well was really cool. It was a really good fight scene, and they grab the superstar, they become invulnerable and defeat the Koopas, and Bowser gets shrunk with a mini mushroom, and he's imprisoned. Really fun stuff here. Really, really fun stuff. And to me, it was like watching an extended cutscene of a computer game. And as I said earlier, that's not a bad thing. It's kind of what I expected, but it's all good. It's all good. So Bowser gets imprisoned. Mario and Luigi are heroes. The dad finally admits he's proud of him. And we see at the end Mario and Luigi move into a new house together in the Mushroom Kingdom. So, yeah, good stuff here. Really, really good stuff here. I like how Peach acquired the power of ice and also fire as well, after touching the flowers. But yeah, I liked it. It's really, really good. And we got a little after credits scene at the end. We saw an egg, so clearly teasing Yoshi. So I imagine we're going to probably get Yoshi in the sequel. But uh, by and large, I really enjoyed this movie a lot more than I expected. So for my overall rating for the Super Mario Brothers movie, I am going to give it an honest 8 out of 10. I thought this was a lot of fun. 92 minutes, just flew by, and it was a lot of fun. Didn't take itself too seriously. It was a good cartoon. As I mentioned at the beginning, this is something you can take your kids to see, your family. It's a good family movie, and yeah, bring on the sequel. That's all I'm going to say. And me personally, I'd love to see a Donkey Kong spin off. I think that would be really epic. And, I think that's something I think could be on the cards, I think, in the near future, a Donkey Kong movie. Because there was a Donkey Kong movie many years ago, but I've never seen it. So if we do get a Donkey Kong movie spin off, I'm there. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But anybody who's a fan of the games, highly recommend this movie. Go and see it. If you're not a fan of the games, or you might be a little bit familiar with the Mario character, go and see it. Or if you just want to have a laugh and have a good time, go and see this movie anyway. You won't be disappointed. It's really good. So that's going to be it from me. I am going to wrap this up now. What was your thoughts on the Super Mario Brothers movie? Did you enjoy it? What was your favorite scene? Is there any characters you would like to see in the sequel? Who do you think we could see? Do you think it's possible we could see Wario? Do you think Donkey Kong could get his own spin off? And also the little tease at the end with Yoshi. What kind of role do you think Yoshi could play in the sequel? And also, what did you think of Chris Pratt's voice acting performance as Mario? Do you think he did a good job? And what did you think of Jack Black's performance as Bowser? Do you think he did a good job also? And how do you think Bowser could make his return? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time for another edition of the movie review series. So until then, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening.